This is Wednesday the 13th, about 6:45 in the morning. Monday or Sunday afternoon, my outside round, my first stuff I cut was dry enough to bale, but I couldn't get a dew all night. The wind blew. Monday morning, I did an Instagram video showing how dry it was and said I couldn't rake or bale. I went to the house, I went back out to the field, and I raked the outside rounds and I baled it. And I had broken, and it was, you could just see a stream of green behind me, but that's what I did. Then the wind picked up crazy, and as soon as I finished the last of the outside rounds, the wind just blew all day long, 60k, the stuff blew all over the yard, so probably about 25 mile an hour. The stuff blew all over the yard, everything, you know, like I said, the wind just howled. Anything that I would have raked would have blown away. So, then yesterday, the wind never stopped blowing all night, and like literally, well, on Monday night, everything I had raked, or everything I had cut, was dry. Even the stuff that was 3 days after I started, when we were done corn silage, it was dry. But like I said, we couldn't get a dew, so yesterday morning, I came out, it was crunchy dry, shouldn't do anything, and I just raked the kind of the odd stuff, like when you do around the pivot, then the first tower, like up to the first tower, you end up with little bits and sections that aren't all full length, and so I did it to where I would rake so that everything was easy, so I could rake in the dark, so there was just all full sections around the pivot. So that's what I did. So I did that, so I only got, like, you know, 18 bales or whatever. So it was pretty, and then of course the wind picked up, and we're forecasted for us to get rain tonight, which I don't know that I believe it, but you still kind of go, well, I don't really want to get the hay rained on, but we're got wildfire issues right now. And up by Waterton is a national park that Alberta has, and they are burning in the town site right now, and they've evacuated stuff that's west and north of Waterton National Park, and then the land that's within two miles of the evacuation. But then on the end of the reserve where my cattle are, the reserve itself has evacuated everyone on the reserve, and they've made it to where anyone that's trying to harvest isn't allowed to harvest because it's too dry. And so my cousin out there, he's pretty mad. He says, it's bad enough we're worried that we're gonna lose our houses, at least let us harvest the grain, you know, because the stuff that we could take to the terminal, at least we'll have that to sell, but they won't let them harvest. So we've been praying that they can get the wildfires under control and we won't lose our cattle, because we don't have krills up there, and the reserve's kind of different place. If you have a krill, the chances of you losing your cattle are a lot higher. So normally we trail them to white man land and use a krill there to load out of, and of course it takes me 2 days to haul them home. So if we were going to evacuate the cattle, we got to do it. We should have started yesterday. So it's a hard decision to make what to do, but the krill that we use is in the evacuation zone. So if I'm going to evacuate, then I've got to haul a semi-load of freestanding panels and then a bunch of other 12-foot panels to make a krill. And like I said, to do all that, you know, it's predicament right now, but I guess I should show my dad. You have to see the lights, I guess, up there. He's on the 2390, and he's raking in front of me. We tried all in the night, but the wind just blew all night long, and there's just no way. So I was out every hour and checked. Thought if there's any way I could go, we would go. Like I said, I have a friend who their family just raked and baled everything yesterday, and let it rake with the rake and break across the, in the baler. But they have net wrap, so then they didn't get the big piles when they tie because the wrap goes on so quick. So they decided to do that, but I held off that this hay was good enough. I needed to try to take care of it. But my losses were just tremendous. I figured that yesterday I was losing, not quite 50%, but it was pretty bad. So, man, these windows are sure dirty. Anyhow, I've got lots of acres to go still, and so I'm gonna just rake and bale everything I can, and I'll have to kind of be like Will Sowers. If I get a rain on the hay, at least I got a rain. So, like I said, we haven't, the only rain we had this complete calendar year was we had a little bit of snow in February, and then we had a rain in June when I was doing first cut, and we never amounted to too much in June. It was just enough to delay the hay getting baled, and that's the only moisture we've had this year. So, like I said, the rain's not going to do a lot to grow feed or anything like that, but it'll help maybe the fires. My brother-in-law has a good friend, and he farms 25,000 acres, but he's total zero-till, and he's been that way for as long as my brother-in-law's been, like for 20 years. But he uses stripper headers, and he figures the loss that you get from the stripper header works out. If you've ever walked a field that's been used as a stripper header, you can see the grain on the ground. But he said, when you figure out that you can do twice as many acres an hour, and you lose it when you straight cut, you lose it when you swap and pick it up, so it's easy to tell where you've done it. But so he'll have 3-foot straw or stubble standing everywhere, and he just seeds right into it. And so he was seeding winter wheat, and he had a fire here the other day, but because he's got 3-foot tall stubble, there was lots of fuel, so it got pretty big pretty fast. But they have their own fire truck, and then every Hutterite colony has a fire truck. So between the Hutterites and him and the neighbors and then of course they came with their discs and disced up the stubble, but between all that, they were able to get the fire out before the fire department got there. So, but I'm sure I'm boring you, and I'll bring you back out a little later and see how we're doing. Just try to get as many bales as I can. So, Tristan drove the semi for me yesterday, and we got a load gathered up out of the field, and that was an eventful time because Tristan's never run the semi, and he suffers some extreme anxiety about doing that, but he did it. So I was really proud of him. We had fun. I got to tease him about accidentally putting it in reverse and backing the semi up across the field, but you know what? He was willing to help out. He still hasn't got a job in Lethbridge, so I asked him if he would come down and help me for the week, and he said he would. So he had some interviews last week, so he's hoping to hear today whether he got a job at a pizza place. It's not what his education is, but at least a job's a job. So anyhow, it's fun watching my children grow up and be men, and Ty's having fun in college, and it's been hard to be away from home, but he's having fun. And he's learning that he really does love us. So, but Kendall's enjoying going up there now. She doesn't cry now when he leaves her at the kennel at night. They go for big walks every day, so. Looks like I've been yammering on for 12 minutes or 11 and some minutes, so I will shut this off and I'll bring you back for an update. So, take care. There we go. Oh, which is the better way. There we can see Dad's breaking away. Anyhow, I get a kick out of that. What we've accomplished today. Trying to get the last of this dry hay in the bale. Got two little swaths here, and then I have to move the pivot and rake. By the time I rake, there won't be anything to bale, but it's one of those things you kind of go, it'll be done. So, anyhow, better stop and tie my bale, get talking and forget. Anyhow, it's about 20 after 1 o'clock. So, it's been a long day. Dry hay baling, but I'm not complaining because it's getting done. Like I said, I started out too dry, so like I said, I mean an hour ago it was like, man, should I really be doing this? But like I said, it's forecasted, and I hope we do get some rain. I kind of get to where you're a doubter and you think, oh, I don't think it can rain here anymore. But we'll see. Hopefully we get a little rain. The fire at Waterton has now turned and gone south. So that is good news for us. Not as good a news for people that are to the south, but from what I understand, most of what is to the south is still National Park into Glacier. And so that won't have a lot of people's houses and stuff there. They reported that in the town site of Waterton, that they lost the information center, like the tourist stop. They lost that, and they said other damages, and then outside of it, there was five private-owned homes that were burned. But I know one ranch that's right beside, they lost everything, except they had their horses that lived, so they were pretty happy with that. They had 100 head of horses and they all made it, so they were pretty tickled because they had a contingency plan, but because it's happened faster than they thought, they never got the horses moved and they just had to leave them. So, but it's been dry. Here, I'll park out of the way here for a sec. It's gonna be a long video. I don't know if people are gonna tolerate sitting through it or not. Anyhow, so it looks like the hay's yielded a little over 1.5 tons to the acre. I was hoping for 1 3/4 ton to the acre, and I probably got it. It's just that baling it dry, I'm sure minimally I've lost 1/4 ton to the acre. But like I said, hay in a bale is still worth something. So anyhow, that's just my alarm saying I need to put more hay on the left side of the bale. Anyhow, it's been a slice, and oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I've got an uncle, and his name's Russell, but we called him my Indian uncle, and I know that's not politically correct because it's not politically correct to say that word. But anyhow, he lives on the Osoyoos Indian Reservation on the south end of BC, and they've had so much smoke problems there. I'll just shut this off for a sec. They've had so much smoke problems that their reserve relies on the vineyard. That's what everyone works at the vineyard. He's a chef now. I think he went to culinary school and became a chef at I think he works at a hotel in a touristy spot just outside the reserve. And or maybe it's on the reserve, maybe it's a casino and hotel, I'm not sure. Anyhow, he's a chef, but he worked for 30 years on the vineyard. But they make ice wine, and they have to pick the grapes when it's cold so that they can make this ice wine. So he said that the smoke's been so bad that now they're having these experts come in and test the grapes, because with the smoke they might not be able to use the grapes, and so then harvest will just get destroyed this year. So anyhow, I just thought it was a little interesting, a little different. I don't know how many people with vineyards watch, but apparently the smoke's been causing lots of havoc. So, but like I said, it's their livelihood there, so he's pretty sad for his people. And so, but he lived there till he was 12, and then he came and lived with my grandparents for 5 years. And so, like I said, he's my uncle. So, but he's a pretty good guy. So, anyhow, be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe, and have yourselves a great day. And thanks so much for watching. Oh, and when we're getting some more subscribers, but I think we've decided that when we do 4,000 subscribers, we're going to have us a special, and then we're going to do a bunch of giveaways. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and you can be in on the fun. So take care.